Hey guys, welcome back to Emnix Plays Path of Exile, Heist League. Once again, late start, but we're doing okay, I guess. We're currently in Act 5. I think this is probably a good time, a pretty good time for us to look at doing our Trials of Ascendancy and doing our lab. Because a power spike would sound pretty good right about now. I don't feel exceptionally strong. The damage, clear-wise, is okay. Single target, not so great. And then survivability is actually not good. So we have quite a few things that we need to address. Hopefully, with the Ascendancy, we can address one of those problems. Which problem, you ask? I'm not sure. I would assume we would probably address more clear speed. You know, we got even better clear speed, but currently clear speed is like really, and being entirely sincere, it's fine. Our clear speed is fine, but the single target is sort of lacking, and well, survivability is the real problem. It's my real concern, really. You know, I dropped the curses, and the fact that I'm standing there leaves us kind of defenseless. And that is a very big concern right now. How do you address that issue? There are a few ways to address that issue. One, just get more survivability. Forehead. Just don't die, forehead. You know, one is we just get a bit more HP. Maybe we get another layer of defense. Something like that. And try to live that way. There are other options. Another option would be maybe we get more cast speed. So instead of going hard on the defense, you kind of go a little bit harder on the offense. With more cast speed, it means you cast the curses faster. In a way, it is defense, because being able to cast curses faster means I don't have to stand still as long. That's one thing to consider. Which one's easier? I would assume getting HP, just like effective HP at least, is easier. For the simple reason that we don't actually have much. 900 health going into Act 5. Just based on experience, I would say that is very low. And due to that, you know, it is causing a lot of issues for us, right? So, you know, definitely one thing I can consider is just pick up more HP nodes. And I wouldn't say it's that hard. I mean, we have the life wheel right here. Well, originally I was going to go to the shadow side of the tree and pick up a bunch of crit and stuff. I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't do that because I'm going to be spreading myself a little bit too thin. I am thinking about the agnostic, however. I mean, if I'm gonna pick up the life nodes here, I might as well pick up the mana nodes here and then pick up mind over matter. Mind over matter, agnostic, you pick up some mana regen. Like, it's just all very close. And then it makes sense to pick up like these mana nodes and then go for cluster jewels. Not the worst idea, really. Like, really, it's not a bad idea, I would say. So maybe that's what I do. And then you can still make it work even with a big mana pool. You know, even if you don't use Archmage, having a big mana pool is more survivability. And survivability is a problem right now. Not necessarily offense, right? I mean, offense is still... You can never have enough offense. I think that's... Really, if you played enough PoE, I think you start to realize that you can never have enough offense. You can always have more. But... You know, depending on the league that you play, if you're playing hardcore league, maybe you want a little bit more defense. And some streamers out there, they want a lot more defense. I think I've seen a couple, not many, admittedly, a couple videos of Al-Kaiser playing, and his builds just, they can tank Cyrus beams. Like, that's very strong. That's a whole load of defense. But then he doesn't have much offense. Sometimes his builds have offense, but the ones I've seen, he would, like, you know, spend 10 minutes fighting Cyrus, which is fine. I feel like I've spent even longer fighting Cyrus, and then I don't even kill him. I just, you know, maybe get him down to half HP or something. There was a time we did that. Specifically when that first time we fought Cyrus with our Berserker. You know, so I'm not judging. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is possible to beat the game with one of the extremes, one or the other, right? Either you have a lot of offense or a lot of defense. Really both ways work, but obviously in something like hardcore, having a lot of defense and not enough offense is not going to work. Or sorry, a lot of offense and no defense is not going to work. You're going to want a lot more of the defensive stats. Or at least you want to not die. But in softcore, I guess you can go both ways.
There you go.
Okay, what do I need? Like, actually, what do I need? I need better gear, right? And then after that, I need better defenses. I mean, part of the reasons that part of my struggle is the fact that I don't have good gear. Okay, let's see. I did the crematorium, so I need to do catacombs. And then I need to do the Imperial Gardens. Okay, so we'll go over here. Getting good gear, it kind of goes hand in hand with like other stuff. The fact, because I'm not survivable, I'm having trouble getting better gear. Because one of the probably easier ways of getting better gear is most likely to just run into a heist. Because you get all kinds of stuff in there. But because of survivability issues, I'm having trouble running out of the heists, right? And if I can't run out, I drop all my items. You only get one life. You're basically playing hardcore. You're basically playing hardcore now that I think about it. Okay, now we've gone full circle. This entire conversation has gone full circle. I knew I was going somewhere with this. Even though, really, I didn't know where I was going with the conversation, but... maybe this is the league where you do have to build a little bit, you know, a few more defenses. Because if you don't have defenses, potentially you cannot clear heists. And if you cannot clear heists, then, you know, what are you doing? Why are you playing the league? Might as well play softcore, right? But that might be a problem, because I don't think I necessarily have a character here who's all that specialized towards defense. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. So today's Thursday, right? I'm not streaming, I'm just recording because I don't have as much time to do a full-on stream. Normally, if I find myself with like maybe like 2 hours that I'm sure I can like take off and not do other stuff, I'll start a stream. But if I'm like, I think I only have maybe 40 minutes before I have to go do something else, I'll do a recording. So today, we don't have as much time, we're doing a recording. Hopefully, tomorrow, we can do a bit of a stream. So Friday, so that would be the day this episode comes out, if you're watching it the day of. So hopefully on Friday, we can get a stream going. As always, if you're watching, you know, if this is your first time watching, or if you're trying to go like, hey Emnix, how come, what's your stream schedule like? How do I catch you streaming? Catch me outside. Catch me on Twitch. Join the Discord. The link should be in the description. There's quite a few guys there. I wouldn't say it's that active, but as always, I'm quite active on there in the sense that I check it pretty often. So if you ever have any questions with regards to the game, and I get that every now and then, or if you just want to, you know, hang out, talk about your build, criticize my build, go easy. I already know it's bad. But, you know, if you want to just talk about anything, drop by the Discord and come hang out. That's where I will also make some announcements whenever I start streaming. Otherwise,
When I'm ready and not before.
yeah. So, but I'll put this out there right now, you know, tonight, I suppose, which is Friday, or tomorrow, in my time right now, probably gonna be doing you know, a bit of a stream sometime around 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. This way I keep myself accountable too, if I just put it out there ahead of time. Otherwise I'm always like, yeah, I think I'm gonna stream, and then when the time comes I'm like, not today. I got other stuff that I need to do, which is true. But this is like this is how I take my break. And honestly, last week was kind of rough. With all the housing stuff. I finally get to take a bit of a break, and then I started all over again this weekend. So.
How you doing? Don't do anything I would.
Alright, so now we have enough to do the lab. But do we have enough to do the lab? You know? Like, I can run through the lab just fine, I'm sure. Can I complete the lab? I'm not sure. I would hope so. Because if it doesn't, you know, there's a real concern. But I think at this point, I've played the game enough that I wouldn't fail in normal lab. You know? Like, I feel like I've developed some experience on this game. Where it's just, you know, no matter how shitty your character, you can't fail normal lab. Or so I would like to think. God, I hope so. Sand of Eternity. Yeah, I don't need that. We don't need that garbage. Wait, I hear the wife. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Am I back? I think I'm back. Alright, sorry. I needed to go get some stuff for my wife. My wife! But I think she's all good now. Sometimes, you know, like when you're playing games, sometimes I'm playing like I started playing Valorant recently, just for fun. I'm not very much of a FPS shooter kind of guy, but I do enjoy playing with friends, and I did have quite a few friends that were playing the game. So, you know, I was playing some Valorant, and some games like Valorant, or even like, you know, Dota, League of Legends, all of that stuff, you kind of need to be in the game the entire time, committed, right? And I found that, you know, once you move in with somebody, you don't have that time commitment anymore. Like, it's kind of hard to just set aside, you know, I don't know, 2 hours, 1 hour, or whatever, to just play straight up, without breaks, without anything. It's kind of hard to do that. With Path of Exile, it's kind of nice, right? You do one map, you walk away. Water break. Or like, you know, I'm in the middle of a labyrinth. As long as I'm not playing hardcore or something, I can TP, walk away for a bit, and then come back. Kind of like that. Same with like single player games. I find myself playing a lot more single player games these days because you can pause. A lot of multiplayer games, it's so hard to pause, right? I'm starting to appreciate it a lot more. I would say, you know, in my younger years when I played video games, a lot of the games I played revolved around multiplayer. You know, Counter-Strike, Dota, all of that stuff, and a bunch of MMORPGs. MMORPGs you can kind of AFK as well, but say you're doing some kind of dungeon, you can't really walk away. You can't AFK somewhere because you're just gonna die, right? Or you're gonna wipe or whatever. But something like this, you know, if I really needed to go, you pause it right here, you walk away, you can come back. Obviously, you still have to come back and finish the zone. You can't just log off and call it a day, but you know what I mean. Alright, you black hole this guy. That's my new plan. Alright, I'm gonna wait. Wait, he just died. How did he die? He died to poison! Dude, the poison, it's working. I think. To be honest, the poison isn't working yet. Let's be real, it's not doing anything. But it will. I swear it's gonna work. Or I'm really hoping it works. I'm just telling myself this right now, but I'm actually not entirely sure. In fact, I'm very concerned that we're about to make a build that we can't salvage. That's my concern.
When I'm ready.
You know. Oh wait, these guys hurt a little bit. I'm concerned we make a build and it's just like, you know, we crossed the point of no return. I don't think we're there just yet. There's still some time, but oh, we're getting real close. Say commit a bunch of money and make a poison build. That's the point of no return. I suppose what you can do is you just pivot to ignite. I mean, a lot of your stuff probably still revolves around damage over time. You're playing occultist though, so ignite occultist doesn't really make sense. You'd probably want to do it with a trickster or something, but at least it's salvageable. So I guess there isn't really a point of no return. You'll just become like a very gimpy trickster. I don't know. But no one's tried this yet. If no one tried this, or maybe someone has tried it, I don't know. No one's done it successfully. So it either means it sucks, or everyone thinks it sucks. I would imagine it's probably... Well, it's probably both. Let's be honest. It's probably both. It probably sucks, and everyone probably thinks it sucks too. But I'm hoping that it just only sucks a little. You know? Like, I'm of the latter opinion as well. I think it's probably gonna suck. But I don't think it's gonna suck as much as everyone thinks it's gonna suck. So that's why I'm trying it. I mean, if I thought it sucked like real bad, I wouldn't be doing this. I think it could be okay. And I'm perfectly fine with running okay builds. I just need to you just gotta know, you know, when to hold them, when to fold them, and when to just straight up leave the casino. And right now I'm like, you know, if anything, if things start looking bad, we can fold. We can easily fold. Right? You just say, thank you, my dear occultist. You did your best. We will never play you again. You know, we can cut it off whenever we want. We really can. So I'm not too concerned if this goes bad. You just level up another character and you try another build. There are a lot of builds this league that I want to try. So you know, the reality is I do want to make like relatively quick characters that maybe I can play for, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks. If it's bad. If it's good, I bet you don't even need to play that long because you just get crazy gear really fast. I don't know. But I'm hoping, you know, maybe this we play for a month and then we can play maybe 2 to 3 characters this league, like actually fully, and maybe try out a few. If it really sucks, if we can't get into like late game bosses, maybe we drop it after like 2 weeks, right? We'll have to see. But I don't know, it's kind of negative thinking. I don't want to go into it going, oh, this isn't gonna work. I told you guys it didn't work. Oh well, time to move on. I don't want to do that either. You know, you gotta give it a fair shot. You gotta give it the old college try. And if it didn't work out, it didn't work out. That's fine. At least we tried. That's all I can ask for. Okay, so we are going occultist, right? For sure, occultist. Let me think. For sure, there's no way you go something else. Like, why would you consume corpses and stuff with... Is there even chaos damage here? Poison? Like, no. No, you're going occultist. Ascend. Okay, now the question is... Which skills do you get first? Well, I'm not getting Vile Bastion. I'm not getting Forbidden Power, I don't think. Malediction is... I mean, basically you just get it for the extra curse. Malediction, you know, to take less damage and or deal less damage and take more damage, so it's not that bad. And then Void Beacon, less resistance. That's kind of nice. I would think you get Profane Bloom because that is the best thing you can get for clear speed, probably. You know, it carries you probably in the progression part. And also being able to hex, you know, being able to affect hex-proof enemies is a major boon towards us because, again, you know, fighting bosses single target is a problem, and if you find yourself up against even a hex-proof rare, I'm finding that potentially you have damage issues. So being able to curse them and reduce their resistance is actually a very big deal. A very, very big deal. So I'm happy to take that. Poison duration, poison on hit. We don't know. That's alright. We don't need that just yet. In fact, I don't even know if we're gonna, you know, have any jewels besides potentially a Watcher's Eye, which would be expensive, so maybe not. Alright, we're in Act 5. So this Ascendancy, it doesn't look like much, but I'm pretty sure Profane Bloom is gonna be a big deal. Either that or I'm just trying to hype myself up and pump myself up so that, you know, we don't fail. But no, actually, like, clear speed with Profane Bloom, it has to be better. It has to be, it just has to be. Wait, why are they killing themselves though?
When I'm ready and not before.
Oh. You know what? Maybe for clear speed's sake, I drop the curses and I just friggin' run, because if I don't have enough cast speed, they're actually doing too much damage to me. It's better to just let the curse expire with Impending Doom. Or you just flame dash through them and they die anyways. That's nice. Oh gosh. Okay. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. That's good, good, good. So what am I doing with this level? Well, I think originally I was going to refund this side of the tree. Now I am starting to change my mind a little bit with regards to that. I could pick up this wheel for more damage. I don't think I need more damage. I think I need survivability, like very badly. Where can I pick up more life? Life or mana? We can pick up mana regen and think about the agnostic. If I can get a stupid amount of mana regen, that's one option. You know? Alright, let's give that a try. It's not gonna work out until much later, I would think. But that's why right now we pick up the mana and life notes. Those are probably pretty good right now. So, you know, you won't reap the benefits of the agnostic or mind over matter until, I would guess, sometime in you know, Act 7. When you're in the mid-50s. But you gotta do it eventually, right? So now would be the time. The longer you wait, the harder it gets, so. Right, oh my god, but they hit so hard right now. I need more defenses, for sure. They hit so hard. Do I not have resistances? I have plenty of resistances. I have 0 armor, that is a problem. I have no guard skill, which kind of sucks, but I don't think that's actually the problem. I mean, I could try using black hole more. And in a way, it's a defensive skill because it sucks them away from me. Yeah, sure. Why don't we try and do that? Ah, it's just so scary. Okay. I mean, we're doing it. Oh my god. Yeah, damage isn't the problem. Damage is not the problem. It's survivability. I don't have enough HP. They just hit me so hard. Either get more evasion or get more, you know, health. Or more mana and get the agnostic. It's one or the other. I gotta get something. Okay.
When I'm ready.
I guess we go this way. I mean, maybe I should get faster casting or something. Definitely it's the fact that, or the fact that I'm standing still casting these curses is, it's screwing me a little bit. Okay, as long as you let the doom build up, it does a lot of damage. And then when you're clearing, you know, you don't need that much doom. Just give it a second or two. The thing is, you gotta give it a second or two. Most builds just kill them instantly, right? It's okay though. This is the kind of build I want to play. You know, you press a couple buttons, you wipe the screen, hopefully, depending on how much AoE you have. This is fine. Can I want to cast a little bit faster. I mean, their speed is kind of fast. Maybe it actually is because of Profane Bloom. Oh, don't flame dash into a pack though. That is how you die. I think this is one of those builds where if you're not careful and you dash into a pack or something, you're dying for sure. A little bit of regen would be great, actually. Ow. I gotta use black hole more. It probably would save me so much. I'm gonna switch my curses around. It's because of the order that I'm pressing my buttons. Ow. Oh, it's not like I'm doing nothing though. It's just I don't have any survivability. There's no life leech. There's none of that. And that is a problem. I mean, we're probably gonna rely on some form of regen instead of life leech. Once you have the agnostic, you're gonna have a lot of regen, right? But until then, just getting hit is a problem. Like I can tell I'm definitely getting chunked a lot. Nice. Okay, I mean, we're still fine so far. Right? Why complain about a situation that just, it's working? I understand if things were going very badly, but we're still progressing. Why complain about it? It's like you got everything you asked for, but no, that's just not enough. That's not a, you know. I don't need that negativity in my life. We should just be happy with what we got so far. And the fact is I am. That's the thing. I am happy with how it looks like. You know, there's always room to improve, which is why I'm saying I'm a little bit concerned, but... And it's true, survivability is potentially a problem. But let's not be too negative about it, because things are still going honky-dory, I would say. Hexproof? Not a problem. Profane Bloom, baby. Very glad I picked that up. Alright, where am I going? Where am I going? Am I even going the right way? I feel like I'm going in circles, bro. Okay. All right, all right. Going the right way at least. I got some quest items we should probably turn in. I bet one of them is going to actually give me a passive point. Probably this one. Oh yeah. Okay, now I can choose another utility flask because the Bismuth flask was just there to, you know. Okay, it's definitely this one because we don't necessarily need Onslaught. It just makes us faster, which is still good. Remove freeze. That's very good. Oh yeah, Onslaught is still good, but I need something a little bit more defensive, I think. Alright, so with this level we are getting quick recovery. So now I'm at 1100 life, which is still not great. Mana regen is at 32. 32, eh? We need more. I'm probably gonna have to pick up these nodes. Recover 20% of mana over 1 second when you use a guard skill. Yeah. Okay, so what will my guard skill be then? It has to be Arcane Cloak, right? It can't be Molten Shell, I don't have any armor. It could be Steel Skin, that's an option. Okay, Arcane Cloak spends a portion of your mana to grant a buff that takes some of the damage from hits for you until depleted. Spends 52% of current mana. It adds lightning damage. And the lightning part is, you know, it's basically the part that I did not really care about. Whatever. It is more damage, it's just, you know, you can't poison with lightning damage unless you use, was it Volker's whatever? Otherwise you don't need it, right? You know what I will say? It's not like I have an awful amount of mana regen. 83 mana regen really isn't that bad. So I don't know what I was talking about. This is actually pretty good. Yeah. Maybe I can go maybe I can go agnostic right now. Maybe not mind over matter. But agnostic is definitely an option. Now there are some things I need to consider. I need to remember that if I'm actually going poison, and this is me making a mental note for myself, if I go poison, there really isn't like a very strong need to go for spell damage, because that does not scale the ailments. So if I do this kind of stuff, which is, you know, you go mind over matter, agnostic, there is still somewhat of a need to go crit. Because if you go crit, you can not only take advantage of poison, well, if you had perfect agony or something, you could take advantage of poison, of the crit through poison. But then, you know, crits also ignite, which means you can double dip a little bit on the damage over time. My guess is, if we go crit, we're probably doing most of our damage through ignite. Which means together with, you know, Arcane Cloak, you could even go Archmage, but I feel like it's a waste of a socket, really. Especially since I don't necessarily want to go pure ignite. I want to go for poison, and I'm like, the ignite is just bonus, because if you crit, you ignite, right? You know what? This is pretty good. I'm actually really happy with how it's looking right now. Our clear speed is good. I'm not very over leveled, I would think. Yeah, I'm a 44 in a 43 zone, so it's not like I'm just blowing through the game because I have insane levels or insane gear. I don't have either, to be honest. So early game, like once you get your curse and hex blast going and they're at a decent level, it actually feels pretty nice. I just gotta remember to use Arcane Cloak more often. I keep forgetting. And you know what? If I keep forgetting, maybe the solution is to just put it on cast when damage taken. Just automatically cast Arcane Cloak whenever. Because right now I'm manually casting it and... What's the cooldown on this thing? Instant 4-second cooldown. Okay, so it's like a normal guard skill. If I had the colors, I think I would have done it. And by done it, I mean I would have picked up cast when damage taken, but for the moment, because I don't have any of the colors, I can't do it anyways. Alright, we'll start working towards the agnostic, I suppose. Okay. You know, the single target isn't that bad if you just let it sit. Yeah. Yeah, this'll work. Yeah, let me check. 1 sec. Nice. First phase is done. All right, we'll let the Doom build up a little bit. Hit him twice. And we do the same thing again. We let the Doom build up. Hit him twice. Yeah, he's not taking that much damage, admittedly. Oh god. Okay, I do. This is fine. I'm gonna pause it real quick. I need to go check something. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Like I said, it's always nice that you can pause the game, you know? So, in a sense, he's the noob killer. And right now, I'm a bit of a noob because, well, you know, the single target is just not great right now, so... Definitely you need to think about putting, putting my arcane cloak on cast when damage taken, because he's doing too much, or bosses in general are they're just doing too much damage to me. Like, this stuff kills you, right? If you get hit by it. Again, that's what makes him a bit of a noob killer, because if you don't dodge it, you just instantly die, pretty much. Unless you have sick defense. Which we do not have. At this moment, and potentially even in the late game. Defense is gonna be always is a problem in this game for me. Ow. Oh, it TP'd. I didn't mean to do that, but maybe it was good that I did, because I think that would have killed me. Oh, this is the wrong way. There we go. Chamber of Innocence. Okay.
What in damnation have you...
Moving on. Damage, again, single target, not the greatest. I'm not afraid to admit it. And based off of what I've seen online, that seems to be a common sentiment. Also, I just feel really rusty. I'm pretty sure I didn't use my flask one time, like my defensive flask. I didn't use it one time when I was fighting innocents. So part of it is, yeah, like the build isn't great. But also, I'm not hitting my flasks. I'm not playing as efficiently as I should. So I can't blame the build on all of this. If you don't play efficiently, you know, if you don't use your defensive flask, like, what'd you expect would happen? Come on, Emnix, come on. PoE 101. It's the very basics. It's like, I take a break for a month or two and I forget everything. Hasn't even been 2 months. I would say maybe 1 month. Actually, maybe 2. We did blow through Harvest pretty quickly last league. Clear is fine though. You know, I will say that. If at the end of the day, the clear is fine and bossing is not, I can accept it. Because early on, you probably just want to have good clear speed, and you'll make lots of money that way. And if anything, you can fund better I mean, in solo self-found, it might be a little different, right? You need a build that can do both. It needs to both clear as well as boss, because at the end of the day, you need to try and do as much content as you can with that character. I mean, you can try and farm up currency, but like, what are you gonna do with all that currency? You're gonna craft your own gear? Like, it's possible. It's kinda random. It's pretty fun to craft your own gear. I mean, it's doable. It's totally doable in solo self-found, but I'm just saying, like, chances are you want a character that can just do all the content on like minimal gear. On a non-solo self-found, and I guess non-hardcore as well, you know, as long as you have some clear speed, you can probably prop the character up just purely based off of money. You just buy your way out of trouble, which is, at this point in the game, like, certain characters might just need to be, you know, built around that. You know, certain builds, you stack up enough currency, anything, you can solve any problem. And I'm fine with that at this point. I've accepted, you know, I accepted it for whatever it is. In the past, I'm like, oh, if you have to like go on PoE trade and buy all your gear, then your build probably sucks. You know, like, it was very solo self-found mentality, but now I'm like, dude, I'm okay with just like farming a stupid amount of currency and, you know, buying really OP gear and then playing the character that way. What ends up happening is I spend a stupid amount of currency, I buy a bunch of gear, and then the character still plays a little bit like poo-poo, right? And then you're like, oh, thank God I'm playing non-solo self-found, because this is probably a bad build. That's when you know. You spend all this currency, you have like super OP gear, and it like, you know, still can't kill, I don't know, Elder Slayers or Guardians or whatever. This might be one of those builds, actually. Whatever. As long as it has clear speed, I'll be happy, I think. Because, you know, you can just use it to fund your next character. The biggest problem is if you get a character that's like pretty decent at bossing, but just like terrible at clearing. I think that's a little bit harder to deal with, because if you're mediocre at both, that's fine. If you're just like absolutely terrible at it, you can't clear, you're like awesome against bosses, you're not gonna get to the bosses. Or you know, it takes you a week to get to any boss. And then like by the time you have enough currency to either reroll or get, you know, better gear, it's like the league's half over, you know? So what am I trying to get at? Basically, I'm trying to say the first character you have to pick, right? Unless you got a build that can do both, but say you can only pick one, I think I would pick the one that has better clear speed. And then after that, you build yourself one that's like really good at bossing. For races, it's a little bit different. For races, you probably want something that's like either average at both, or basically you want something that's better at bossing because you're going to be rushing really, really hard.
I'm ready. And
You're probably not going to be going out, you know, out to just buy gear. Especially if you're like, say you're doing like a solo self-found race or something, you probably just want like a good build in general. But I'm not racing, so this doesn't apply at all, in fact. We're just casually playing. We're playing what's fun, or what seems fun, what looks fun, and what looks cool. And to be honest, like, completely honest with you, this build, even though it doesn't have exceptional damage, it looks really cool. And that in itself, you know, just the fact that, you know, it looks cool, that makes me happy. That's enough. That's all I need. We are blasting through this zone quite quickly. So it's 50-minute mark, right? 50-minute mark. We did the lab, which took maybe like 5-10 minutes. And then we went through most of Act 5. We're almost done Act 5, actually. Typically, the top of the act, so Act 5 and Act 10 are the fastest one, I would say. They're just, I don't know, the quests seem very short. But still. We're making good progress, and I kind of want to attribute it to the fact that we got our ascendancy. I actually think it increased our clear speed by a lot. And again, this is what I mean. If you have good clear speed, you can get through maps faster, you can progress faster. If it ends up being a bad build in the late game, like you can't kill bosses, or worst case, you can't even do like high tier maps. That's typically the worst case. Like you try to do a red map and you just absolutely get face stomped. Like that's not fun. But you know, if you're not in those situations, then you can typically find a way. Oh my god, agnostic is not gonna work. I do not have enough mana regen. I need a... Oh my god. I can't cast my spells. I need an enduring mana flask. Okay, let's try to roll that at least.
for freedom.
I thought it would work, but no. It is definitely not working. It's just consuming all of my mana. We need to fix that, like, right now. Or I refund it, but I think we can support it, to be very honest with you. I think. Okay, so let's take the mana flask. I don't need to quality it up. It needs to be enduring, right? Affliction, efficiency, adrenaline. What's enduring? You might ask. Well, I'm about to show you. Just have some patience, bro. We'll get there. Enduring, here. Enduring Hollowed Mana Flask. Basically, Flask effect is not removed at full mana. We kind of need this right now. That way we can keep healing mana. What does quality do again? It makes it last longer, right? Shoot, maybe I should have bobbled it. Whatever. There are better flasks later down the line, so I don't want to waste too much currency on it. Basically, I can use the flask, and then it'll it'll work for the entire duration, so 4.2 seconds. Typically, when you end up at full mana, your flask stops filling. So this way, it'll still work. But that also means I need to flask spam a little bit now. Oh, there's quite a few buttons I need to press now. Okay, okay. This is like practice for maps, because we're starting to do the things you need to do in maps. Potentially Heist too, right? So I want this as well, and then Dynamo. If I get Dynamo as well as a freaking red socket somewhere, well, it'll be really good. And by that I mean more mana regen is probably nice. How does Agnostic work again? If I can get Dynamo and then cast when damage taken, what is this, Arcane Cloak? I can probably heal quite a bit of mana every time I get hit. Sacrifice 20% of mana per second to recover that much life. 20% of mana per second. So I need mana regen or flasks. Mana regen or flasks equal to 20% of 600 per second. 600 times 0.2, so I lose 120 mana per second when I'm not at full health to recover that much life. Yo, the Agnostic gives you an insane amount of recovery though. Okay. Wow, Agnostic is really good. I've never used it before. I actually had no idea how I was gonna build around it, but it looked... Again, this is how we're building. We're just building whatever looks cool. It looked really cool. It looked really strong, actually. I was thinking, man, this skill's kind of OP. Like this passive? I might be wrong. I might be way off the mark. But it, you know, seems very strong. And say you have like an insane amount of mana, you'll be recovering a whole lot of life. You just gotta make sure you have enough life to begin with, I guess. Alright. I guess it's almost Katawa time. Almost. We're about to reach the 1 hour mark. I would say at around an hour 15 is probably when we'll finish. The act, that is. That's when we'll finish the act.
I need more mana.
Okay, I gotta remember to flash spam. It's kind of hard to do. It's been a while. But if I go fast enough, I mean... my charges will definitely refill.
And not before.
Honestly, doesn't look that bad, right? Maybe one thing I could do. I think I will. I'm gonna turn off Malevolence. I don't think it's actually giving me that much damage. Like, yeah, it gives you more damage over time, but right now, most of the damage is coming from just straight spell damage. Probably not from the poison itself, or the ignite. So instead, I'm gonna turn off Malevolence, so I have, you know, a bit of a bigger mana pool. And maybe, I'll be able to sustain my mana a little bit more. I mean, in theory, it's still unsustainable because I don't have more regen than the amount that I'm losing, but... you know, it'll take longer for my mana to go down to 0. Because every time it goes down to 0, I can't cast spells, which is super annoying. And if I'm not paying attention, you know... if I'm not paying attention, then, it kind of throws me off my rhythm. All right. So we got the sign of purity. There's only one last thing to do, which is to fight Katava. We gotta go through one more zone, and we fight the Act 5 boss. Katava's always, you know, he's a tough cookie. I swear to God, I remember people used to tell me to have 2000 HP before fighting Katava. I mean, we're not even close. But that was like when Katava first came out. People got a lot better at fighting him. So maybe you don't need that much HP anymore. You can just dodge his stuff. You know, before nobody understood the way his mechanics worked, and every time you got hit, it hurt a lot. It really did. I still think I'm gonna die to Katava though. I think from now on, at every act, we're gonna die a few times. Before, you know, like for the most part, we could kind of survive. Now, I'm pretty sure things are gonna get pretty rough. Clear is still great though, I have to say. What is that? Using. And you know what? For whatever reason, the AoE on Hex Blast got a lot bigger. Or am I just imagining it? I swear I'm not imagining it. The clear speed just feels so much better now. Maybe as it levels, it has a bit more AoE. I don't know. Ow. Okay. Here we are. This is the place. Kataba fight. Let's put this in the corner. Let's not get hit by that. Right from the get-go. Ow! Okay, well, I mean, we're doing okay. We didn't get one-shotted, which is good. Okay, we'll just wait. Somehow I'm dodging this stuff, but there's gonna be a time when I don't dodge it. When I get hit by it, it's gonna hurt a lot. Okay, you black hole this guy. Ow. Oh my god. Black hole again. We're doing okay. We're actually doing okay. Ow. Just, it hurts so much. I am? Alright, we're almost there. We almost got him. We're so close, dude. The mana's running real low as well. I gotta make sure I keep popping that mana flask. It's so important. I'm actually kind of glad I got the agnostic, but because I'm convinced that it's giving me like a crazy amount of survivability. Alright, we got him. We got him, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. There were a few like spicy moments, right? Like we were down to 50 HP or something, but not bad, not bad. Alright, as always, Katava, if you're new, when you kill Katava, he lowers your maximum resistance. So, minus 30 to all resistances, permanently. Now my resistances are back down to poo-poo levels. 38, 60, 70. Pretty bad. Gotta fix that up, but we finished this act. I'm proud. I'm really happy with our progress so far. So let's go on. Sell the raid class. We're going back to Act 6. Let's put a cut in here right now. Thank you guys very much for watching. We'll continue from where we left off right here. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, as always, you can leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more updates in the future. Otherwise, keep in touch, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.